let me present to you some very special people.
Communist revolution! Communist revolution! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! Communist revolution!
The people that you see here at No Kings rallies, May Day marches, or Pride parades, or whatever cause du jour the left has going on next week, these people are technically out of power. Now, I say technically because they have no statutory power since they're not elected to anything. And this is how they behave when they have no real power. Imagine what they would do if they had power. We don't have to imagine very hard, do we? Welcome to the Search Bar and Grill. I am your host at Search Bar Server. I've spent most of my adult life protecting my country. And now in this venue, all I want to do is continue serving by giving you hard truths, exposing deceivers, and having a little fun doing it. If you like this video or any of my other content, please like, share, and follow, because I'm not done serving my country. Now, let's stay focused, because I'm not talking about the elite socialists who these gremlins would elect into positions of power. We already know what they're capable of doing. You know, like the ones who would open up the borders to every shitbag and psychopath in the world.
I would, in fact, make sure we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. There are going to be no deportations in the first 100 days.
And then do everything possible to protect them, like sneak them out of the back of a courthouse, or even pardoning a child predator just to prevent his deportation. Or how about the Chicago Democrat, who blamed a woman shot in the back by an illegal alien for being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun.
While her fellow Democrats release violent criminals into neighborhoods every day.
This is Lawrence Reed's most recent booking photo, the latest in a long string of lockups. We found 49 arrests.
Or the Democrats, who would take away your guns when you haven't even committed a crime.
And just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
But then not fully prosecute criminals who use guns during the commission of their crimes.
And all the while, questions over how Brown was allowed out on parole after firing at BPD officers in 2020.
How about the leftist politicians who would give illegal aliens free health insurance at the same time fining you for not having your own health insurance?
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
Under this mandate, the government is forcing people to spend money, fining you if you don't.
We're not going to have other people carrying your burdens for you.
Or the radical progressives who would confiscate your home or your car in order to pursue their Marxist redistribution of wealth utopia.
No longer will government turn a blind eye.
Families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Or the school boards who would put confused boys in girls' bathrooms and then call you a domestic terrorist if you complained.
First sentence of your memo, very first sentence, you said, in recent months, there's been a disturbing spike in harassment, intimidation, threats of violence.
Yes.
When did you first review the data showing this so-called disturbing uptick?
So I read the letter. Threats.
Whoa. I didn't ask you. So you read the letter. That's your source? Is there some study, some effort, some investigation someone did that said there's been a disturbing uptick, or you just take the words of the National School Board Association?
Oh, I could go on, but nope, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people in these crowds. A lot of these people are doctors and psychology professionals who eagerly want to castrate, sterilize, and sexually mutilate your child and then somehow call it affirming care.
And that what makes you real is not what your body parts are, but how you think and feel. I have already begun using the dolls with my own patients who are between 5 and 10 years old.
The way to go at this age 10, would be something like a puberty blocker. When you then get to age 14, is when I'll consider some, cross-gender hormones.
These are definitely useful idiots and possessed by demons, no doubt. But the problem is, these libtards are unwavering in their anti-human rage, and they will be everywhere you go. There are also teachers and nurses who proudly posted their videos celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination or even calling for President Trump to be assassinated, or the nurses who threaten to poison and withhold treatment to anybody who they think is MAGA. Yep, this video is about them, the foot soldiers, and they're more than just cosplaying street performers. These are brown shirt street enforcers, and they have a lot of free time on their hands. Many of them don't even work, unless of course you count being paid to protest as a job.
Shame! Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame!
A lot of them are professional students who receive government benefits from your tax dollars. Mixed in with these hordes are people who have what you might call regular jobs. And you know what that means? That means you will encounter them whenever and wherever you are least prepared, like the grocery store, malls, restaurants, amusement parks, HR departments, community centers, city and county offices. How about schools and hospitals? Look at the power they will have over your food, your health care, your children, not to mention your job and your income. If these people get power again, they will be the street enforcers who will kick you out of a restaurant, department store. They'll be listening to see if you say anything positive about Trump, about America, or the military. They will see if you're wearing the wrong clothes or the wrong hat.
I said, why are you wearing that hat?
Or if you're flying the American flag at your house.
Why are you voting for him?
And they will make sure you are punished for it. We've already seen what they're capable of doing, like firebombing government buildings, vandalizing personal property, and operating checkpoints in residential neighborhoods to demand your ID.
We are literally creating a place that we know who's coming and going in and out of our neighborhoods.
How about ambushing police and federal agents?
A federal grand jury in Fort Worth indicted 9 people for attacking an ICE facility over the summer.
One suspect opened fire, shooting that officer in the neck. That officer was transported to the hospital, but later discharged. Another gunman across the street fired 20 to 30 rounds at unarmed correctional officers.
Let's not forget the self-anointed assassins who not only have tried, but unfortunately succeeded in killing those with whom they disagree. We also can't forget that in these crowds also includes some of the most destructive, deceitful, anti-American people known in America. They are the legacy media. The people who will have the power of press, entertainment, and so-called news, who all want nothing more than to limit what you see and hear, even reinvent history in order to excuse bad behavior from the left. I wish I had jokes about this, but I don't. These people are dangerous, and I don't believe they can be reasoned with. This is a serious warning. Winning elections goes without saying, but it's just not going to be enough. You're going to need to be prepared to defend yourself. And be alert.
Get the rockets ready.